Do you know that feeling, right? When something you've kind of just accepted as, well, part of getting older turns out to maybe have a different cause, something maybe fixable. That feeling your body isn't quite keeping up, even when your mind feels totally sharp. Well, if that rings a bell, today's deep dive is definitely for you. We're looking closely at male sexual vitality, specifically after age 50. Our starting point is a video from a Dr. William Harris. A listener actually shared it with us, and it presents this really interesting natural approach to a, let's face it, common concern. He talks about a specific cost-free reflex trick. Sounds intriguing, right? So our mission today, unpack Dr. Harris's ideas. We want to get into not just what might be happening physiologically, but also this natural method he's suggesting, and explore why this stuff matters for anyone interested in, long-term health and feeling vital. Okay, let's jump in. Dr. Harris makes a pretty bold claim right off the bat. He says many men might be making a common mistake, like daily, something that quietly weakens their ability to stay erect. And he's quite insistent it's not just about the number of birthdays. So if it's not simply the calendar ticking over, what is really going on?
Well, what's fascinating, I think, is how he really pushes back against that standard idea that a male performance just inevitably fades with age. He pins the blame, primarily not on age itself, but on three specific physiological changes. Things that often happen as we get older, sure, but he sees them as the direct culprits.
Three specific changes. Okay. What are they?
Right. So first he talks about blood vessel deterioration. Basically, the walls of the blood vessels, especially down in the pelvic area, they lose their stretchiness, their elasticity.
Ah, like old rubber bands.
Exactly. Think of it like that, or like an old garden hose getting stiff. It means less blood flow gets to the penis, which obviously makes getting and keeping a firm erection harder.
Okay, that makes sense. Vessel stiffness. What's number two?
Number two is weakened nerve responses. So the nerves controlling those sexual reflexes, the signals zipping from the brain down there, they can slow down. And importantly, she says this isn't just aging. It can be made worse by, say, a sedentary lifestyle or even chronic stress playing a big role.
Stress, right. Always a factor. Okay, the third one.
And finally, declining testosterone levels. This is pretty well known. After around 40, testosterone tends to drop bit by bit year on year. But it's not just about libido, though it affects that too. Critically, lower testosterone messes with the body's ability to produce nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide. That's the stuff that helps blood vessels relax and open up, right?
Precisely. Absolutely vital for dilating those vessels to allow the blood flow needed for a firm erection. So, less testosterone, less nitric oxide, poorer blood flow.
Wow, okay, so vessel stiffness, slower nerves, and lower testosterone impacting nitric oxide. And Dr. Harris connects these.
Yes, he argues they don't just exist side by side. They feed into each other, creating what he actually calls a vicious cycle. Each problem makes the others worse.
A vicious cycle. He also mentioned some data, something about how common this is.
He did. He cites research, apparently from the American Institute of Geriatric Medicine, saying something like up to 60% of men over 50 struggle with maintaining an erection.
60%. That's a lot. It puts it in perspective.
It really does. But, and this is key to his message, Dr. Harris offers some good news here. He really believes that the body can recover.
Recovery is possible, even with these factors at play.
That's his claim.
Yeah.
He says if you understand the real root cause, these physiological changes, not just age, and you apply the right natural solution, recovery is possible.
Right. Which brings us to the big question, the one I think anyone feeling frustrated is asking. If it's not just age and recovery's on the table, what is this natural solution he's talking about?
Okay, so he focuses on essentially reactivating the body's own healing systems. And his specific tool for this is reflexology, using certain pressure points.
Reflexology, okay.
Yeah, and what makes his pitch compelling, I think, is his emphasis that this needs, and I quote him here, no pills, no cost, and it's something anyone can do at home.
No pills, no cost. That definitely gets your attention.
Doesn't it? The basic idea, as he presents it, is that stimulating these specific points can boost circulation, release nerve tension, and help the body naturally restore those sexual reflexes. And he suggests it only takes about, say, 5 to 10 minutes a day, no special equipment, no side effects mentioned.
5 to 10 minutes. It almost sounds, well, a bit too simple maybe. But he does break down how to do it, right? Starting with points in the hands.
He does, yeah. He gets quite specific. He highlights 2 key points right in your palms, describing them as deeply connected to the heart and nervous system.
Okay, let's try and describe these. Obviously, doing this over audio is tricky, so just a heads up to listeners. We'll put diagrams in the show notes for clarity.
Good idea. So the first one is the HTH shell point. That's HT8 SHAU.
HT8 shout point. Where is that exactly?
You find it near the base of your little finger, in that kind of soft, slightly sunken spot in the palm. He says it often feels a bit warm when you press it.
Okay, base of the pinky, soft spot. And what's the thinking behind stimulating this one?
Well, HT8 is linked to the heart meridian in traditional terms. The heart pumps the blood, right? So the idea is stimulating this point helps improve blood flow specifically towards the pelvic region. Better flow, better potential for firmness.
Makes sense. And how do you stimulate it?
He says use the thumb of your other hand. Just gently press and hold for about 30 seconds. Don't push too hard. Repeat that maybe 2 or 3 times on each hand, daily.
Gentle press and hold, 30 seconds, few times each hand. Got it. What's the second hand point?
The second one is the PC8 Lagong point, Laogong. You can think of this as like the central point in your palm.
Lao Gong. Where do I find that?
Easiest way, make a loose fist where the tip of your middle finger touches your palm. That's pretty much it, right in the center.
Okay, middle fingertip on the palm when making a fist. And what's this one supposed to do?
This one's more about the nervous system. He says stimulating PC8 helps calm the central nervous system, relieve stress. And remember, he emphasized stress as a key factor in weakening those sexual reflex signals.
Ah, right, the stress connection. So this point targets that.
That's the idea. For this one, instead of holding, he suggests using your fingertip to make gentle circular motions on the point. Do that for about a minute, then switch hands and repeat. It's about promoting calm.
Gentle circles, about a minute each hand. Okay, so 2 points in the hands. HT8 for blood flow, PC8 for calming the nerves. Then he moves to the feet.
He does. He really stresses that the soles of the feet are, in his words, crucial energy centers. Now, when he talks about energy centers or meridians, he's drawing from traditional Chinese medicine concepts.
Right, the idea of pathways carrying vital energy or ki.
Exactly. The theory is that stimulating points along these pathways can influence organ function and vitality. For male health, he focuses on points linked to kidney function, hormone balance, and overall vitality.
Okay, so which points on the feet does he highlight?
First one is the Ki3 Taixi point. That's Ki3, T-A-I-X-I.
Ki3 taxi location.
This one's on the inside of your ankle. Find the highest point of that inner ankle bone, then find your Achilles tendon behind it. Ki3 is right in the little hollow between those two landmarks.
Okay, between the inner ankle bone peak and the Achilles. Got it. And its significance.
It's considered a major point on the kidney meridian. And in this context, the kidney system is strongly linked to male vitality, hormones, semen production, erectile strength, the whole package, really. So, stimulating Ki3 is thought to activate what he calls kidney energy, basically boosting those functions, supporting testosterone naturally.
Interesting. How do you stimulate Ki3?
Again, pretty simple. Use your thumb. Gently press into the point. Medium pressure here, not too light, not too hard. Hold for about 1 minute on each foot. He suggests doing this when you're relaxed, maybe after a warm bath or shower, or just before bed.
Makes sense when the body's winding down. Okay, Ki3 for kidney energy and vitality. What's the second foot point?
The second one is Ki1 Yongquan, Y-O-N-G-Q-U-A-N. This translates roughly to gushing spring, which gives you a sense of its importance.
Ki1 Yongquan, gushing spring. Where's that located?
It's right on the sole of your foot. Find the depression or hollow that forms just behind the ball of your foot when you curl your toes slightly. It's typically on the line between the second and third toe mounds.
Okay, sole of the foot, hollow behind the ball, between toes 2 and 3, and its effect.
This one's function is seen as helping guide energy downwards, like drawing circulation, oxygen, vitality from the upper body down toward the pelvic area.
Ah, so directing resources where they're needed.
That's the principle, yes. Activating Ki1 is thought to help restore sexual sensation, maybe increase sensitivity, and support stronger, longer-lasting erections by improving that local energy and blood flow.
And how do you work this point?
Similar to the Lagong point on the hand, use your fingertip for gentle circular massage. Do this for about 1 to 2 minutes on each foot. He also adds a tip here. You can boost the effect by doing a foot soak beforehand in warm water, maybe with some fresh ginger slices added. The warmth helps dilate vessels and makes the point more receptive.
A warm ginger foot soak sounds quite nice, actually.
Doesn't it? Relaxing in itself.
Okay, so we have these 4 points. 2 in the hands, 2 on the feet. The instructions seemed clear. But you mentioned Dr. Harris talks about more than just doing the points, something about timing and other habits.
Yes, definitely. He makes a point that just knowing where to press isn't the whole story. When you do it and what else you do alongside it can apparently make a big difference.
Right. So what's the optimal timing he suggests?
His ideal time is in the evening, just before bed.
Why then specifically?
The logic is that's when the body naturally shifts into rest and repair mode. You're relaxing, blood vessels tend to dilate more easily, the nervous system calms down. It creates the best conditions for this kind of stimulation to improve circulation and aid recovery.
Okay. Evening before bed is ideal. Any alternatives?
He suggests early morning, right after waking up, could also work. The main thing is that your body should be calm and you shouldn't be distracted. So probably not rushing out the door.
Calm and focused. Makes sense. And these supportive habits you mentioned. Beyond the foot soak.
Yeah, a couple of simple things. The foot soaks, as we said, warm water, maybe with ginger or Epsom salts, help soften tissues and boost circulation to the feet. He also suggests a warm drink around the same time. Doesn't have to be fancy, just a cup of warm water, maybe with a little honey or a slice of ginger. The idea is to warm the internal organs, support metabolism, and aid overall circulation from the inside.
Simple, gentle warmth. Okay. Anything else?
Deep breathing. He really emphasizes this. Each time you're pressing or massaging a point, consciously take calm, even breaths.
How does breathing help here?
It's thought to help direct the body's energy or ki flow, and it definitely helps stabilize the nervous system, reinforcing that state of calm you're aiming for with points like PCA.
So it's the points plus timing, plus these little supportive habits like warmth and breathing. It's more of a holistic ritual, really.
Exactly. He frames it as these small, consistent habits. When they become part of your regular routine, that's when you start to notice bigger shifts. Not just potentially in sexual health, but he suggests benefits might ripple out into better sleep quality, maybe feeling calmer emotionally, and even improving the connection with a partner.
That's a really interesting perspective, how these seemingly small, focused actions could have broader positive effects. It ties it all together.
And that leads into his final core message for you, the listener.
Which is?
Basically, don't write off your sexual vitality just because of age. Dr. Harris firmly believes your body holds this powerful potential for vitality, and it's just waiting for you to reactivate it, to wake it up using these natural methods.
Your body still holds powerful potential, just waiting to be woken up. That's a hopeful note to end on. And it leaves us with a thought, doesn't it? As you consider these techniques simple, accessible, rooted in ancient practices, maybe think about this shift in perspective, moving away from always seeking external fixes towards activating the body's own inherent wisdom, its own healing capabilities. It makes you wonder, what other areas of your life, what other aspects of well-being could benefit from a similar kind of internal activation approach? Something to mull over.